contractor needs. Contact us today.
Thanks to you. Standing with us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Hey Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
It's Friday night. That means high school basketball here on IndianaSRN, and tonight we have a good one for you. It's number 11 in 3A Heritage Christian and the host Golden Eagles of Guerin. They're number 1 in 3A. Tonight's game brought to you in part by the Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Aspen Creek Grill, why go anywhere else for delicious food? Burtner Electric, providing quality electrical services in central Indiana. Boilermaker 374, we're second to none in quality and performance. Clean Slate, inspired innovation that moves business forward. Piper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation and everything in between. And by the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Watch the best Division III basketball on HCAC.tv, where you always have a front seat. As mentioned moments ago, number 11 against number 1 in 3A. And Zach, I think when you look at this one, both teams playing well here early in the season, though we haven't seen Heritage maybe play as much as we've already seen. 7 games in the books for this Guerin Catholic team, but this really does promise to be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, I think we're in for a great game tonight. It's not too often you get to see a team 7 games in play a team 2 games in, but we're going to see that tonight, and I'm excited to see what we have in store.
Well, let's talk about the Eagles of Heritage Christian. They could not be happier than their 2-0 start. They beat Columbus North, held them to 29 points on the road in game number 1. They turned around the game we had here on IndianaSRN. They beat Chittard, outscoring the Trojans 23-11 in that fourth quarter. After last year, a 2-0 start, they've got 11.
They're definitely loving it, and right now, 2 games in, they're just trying to figure out who they are in this young season. That last game will go a long way in helping them define the early part of the season. That game stayed pretty close for about 3 quarters before Heritage Christian was ultimately able to pull away. But tonight they're going to rely on 2 seniors who are carrying the brunt of the scoring load. That's Daniel Guerin. He's going to be shooting the ball a little bit from the outside. And then Luke Peters on the inside will kind of do some of the dirty work. Both coming in with a 15-point average through 2 games, and they'll look to ride those guys tonight.
You know, the difference in Peters at 6'8" was his defense that we saw in these first 2 games. I mean, young man averaging 4.5 blocks per game really kind of decides a lot of the things that happens inside.
Yeah, when you're playing these close games and these, I wouldn't say low-scoring games, but games in the 50s and the 40s, a lot of those come down to good defense. And like you said, Luke Peters brings it on the inside, and they'll look for him to bring that effort and intensity tonight as well. The
one thing that I think that they know they've got to be better at, because this game has been transformed into the 3-point game over the years, they don't shoot the 3 well right now. Now, if they can balance that out with the inside game, they'll be very dangerous.
They would be dangerous, and that's something we'll hit on a little later in our keys to the game. But Heritage is really, if they're going to stay in this game with 3A number 1, they're going to have to knock down some jump shots tonight and find a way to get some of those 3 balls to fall.
Yeah, you mentioned in that last game that they ended up winning that game, but they were still 3 of 14 from 3-point range, and they just could not find that outside shot. So their defense, again, has been impressive in their first 2 games, though.
Yeah, that's good and bad. If you're the coaching staff, you say, hey, 3 of 14 from long range, what a great way to go out there and still find a way to be gritty, get a win. On the flip side, guys, we've got a lot to work on in practice. Let's get a lot of shots up this week. Let's see some shots go through the hoop and see if we can't turn that around and see what the ceiling is for this team, because if they start knocking down shots, they really could do some damage.
And you already mentioned DJ Green a little bit ago, around 15 points per game. Luke Peters also did 14.5, 7 rebounds per game. But again, the number that really sticks out for Peters is at 4.5 blocks per contest. When we come back, we'll talk about Guerin Catholic. They are at 5-2, but they played a very good schedule to this point. We'll talk about the Golden Eagles next, right here in IndianaSRN.
us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
Back once again here at Guerin Catholic High School, moments away from the tip-off here tonight. Bob Allen took this team to the state finals last year. All indications are, Zach, they might be right back there again this season.
Yeah, they've started the season 5-2. They play only top-notch competition, and I think as we talk about a team with 7 games under their belt versus a team with 2, you're talking about a team who now has established a little bit what they're going to be this season, and they're just going to keep working on getting better and trying to refine things that they already do well.
A lot of people look at it and go, wow, they've lost 2 out of the last 3, but remember this, one of those games was against number 2 4A Westfield. We had that game here on IndianaSRN. They lose to a good Pendleton Heights team, 49-48. Really didn't play that well in that game, but that's another 4A team. So again, the schedule makes a difference.
Probably in their eyes a disappointing loss to Pendleton, but again, like you said, it's a 4A team. Those are tough games on your schedule. You lose a game by 1, and ultimately you get out of it what you want to as a coaching staff, which is a close game that gives you things to work on.
Robert Sorensen is making a name for himself. We watched him last year. Guy's gritty, hard-nosed type of basketball player, kind of takes you back to the old days, guys that would stick their nose in there and get it dirty once in a while. Leads this team in scoring at 18 points per game.
Yeah, and you mentioned his scoring, but again, you hit on the gritty, the hard-nosed. That's what you'd come to expect from a team that made a deep run all the way to the final last year. Sorensen kind of gets everything going for them. They're going to look for him to score both on spot-up jumpers. He'll do some pick and pop, and even look to roll to the basket a little bit tonight, and they'll really look to get him going early.
And by the way, Bryson Cardinal has come into his own. I know you and I talked a little bit about him before the broadcast started tonight. He is really now starting to make a name for himself, as last year came off the bench, and then we didn't see him very much consistently a year ago, but he's really an impact player now.
Yeah, he's really found his groove as a junior. Obviously coming from a great basketball lineage, Brian Cardinal, his dad, but he's going to do a lot of the dirty work on the inside as well, averaging I think around 14 points a game, but he's going to snag the rebounds and do some of that work that nobody else wants to do. He's really emerged as the second scorer for this team. I look for him to have a big night as well.
Yeah, Bryson, 21 points in that loss to Pendleton Heights, 10 of 16 shooting at 6'8". And then you look at Dylan Moran's. This guy is as athletic as anybody you're going to see. I think that the one thing, and I told you this too, I'd love to see him get a few more rebounds. I think it'll lead to more points.
I think we would describe him as the X factor for this team. You know about the two that we've already mentioned with Cardinal and Sorensen, but if Morans can get things going, get some more rebounds, use that athleticism that people have been talking about, I really think the sky is the limit for this team, and they'd be poised to make another deep run.
And the one thing about Morans, too, is that if you got somebody that's 6'8", and can stand out and shoot the three, what a luxury that is.
He's going to be a nightmare for defenses because you have that conundrum of what kind of player do I stick on him? Do I want to put a guard on him, but who's going to give up a little bit of height, or do I put one of my bigs on him at 6'8" and try to neutralize his length? If you do that, he might get by you and use that athleticism to finish around the rim. It really creates a matchup nightmare for his opponents.
I know you're going to have keys to the game, but I really think size could be a big difference in this one tonight when you look at Morans and Cardinal in the lineup at the same time.
Absolutely, yeah. If they're both in the game, you're going to have a hard time getting rebounds if you're Heritage Christian, so look for them to screen out hard and be physical if they're going to stay in this game.
All right, we're tipping off in just a few moments. It's Heritage Christian and Guerin Catholic coming up right here on IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Back here at Guerin Catholic, number 11, Heritage Christian, number 1, Guerin Catholic. Let's go to our public address announcer for tonight's starting lineups. Starters announced here tonight, ready to go this one. Zach, keys to this one here this evening.
Yeah, keys for the game if I'm Heritage Christian. I want to make sure that I don't fall down early. You can't win a game in the first quarter, but you can lose one. I want to see them keep this game close. They're going to also have to play tough D. If you're Guerin Catholic, all you want to do is play your game. You're 7 games in. You've got some positive things to work on. For them, it's all about getting in the flow of their offense and taking control of this game, feeding off the home crowd, the home energy, seeing where that'll take them. Those two teams can do that. They'll both find success tonight.
Tip will be won by Heritage Christian. They're in the black. Guerin, the home team, as you would expect, in the white unis here tonight. Schnippel with the basketball, off now to DJ Green. The drive down the lane, the feed, nearly losing it, and they'll have to reset it. By the way, Schnippel averaging just 2 per game. Played well in the last game that we had here on IndianaSRN. He has the basketball out front. Past 30 seconds in this quarter. A lot of contact underneath. Basket good by Landon Schnippel, 2-0.
Nice roll, and perhaps an early indicator that these refs are going to let some physicality go. A lot of contact, but no whistle.
A little bit of a surprise here. Hayden Rogers, a freshman starting at the point for Guerin Catholic. Ball loose and a turnover for Guerin. It's kind of odd. You'll see a freshman getting a start, but he will tonight.
He's had some playing time in a few of their games this season. As a nice knockdown jumper.
Early timeout by Guerin as they're down 4-0. It'll be a 30-second timeout. Want to remind you tonight's game brought to you in part by Officially Human. Thanks to today's officials for their dedication and hard work. Without them, we don't play. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. Sportsmanship is everyone's job. We saw this the last time when Westfield was here. Coach got an early timeout, got him refocused, and he's doing it again tonight.
He's doing it again tonight. Again, you said it earlier, they're starting a freshman at point guard, so perhaps he's looking to find a little bit different flow, a little bit different energy. For whatever reason, they keep finding themselves in early holes at home, but I think they'll be fine. They just want to settle down a little bit and get into the groove of this first quarter.
Andy Guerin also getting the start tonight. The 6'3 senior, he wears number 4, so a little bit of a different lineup here tonight for Guerin. Sorensen underneath to Cardinal. Contact and a foul. He'll go to the line for 2.
Look for that to be a theme here as they're down 4-0. They'll want to work the ball inside and see if they can't create some contact. Again, with that size advantage that they have. They use it early here as we see him go in. Kind of off balance on the shot, but he's able to draw the foul.
Cardinal on the board, averaging 13.9 points, 9 rebounds per game. By the way, that foul was called on number 13, which is DJ Green, their leading scorer. So Cardinal on the board. Guerin down by 2. Loudon at 7 points, 5 rebounds per game. Good look here at Josh McGee. Here's a 3, a long 3, well short. Ball on the floor, picked up by Cardinal. Lob inside, and Morans will lay it in.
Nice recognition there after picking the ball up. Able to look up and see Morans, that athletic 6'8 frame we mentioned pregame, able to put it down.
Saw Loudon miss that last 3 and mentioned they have not shot the ball well from three-point range, and they miss another. Schnippel with the offensive rebound, but then gets triple-teamed and lost it in the backcourt.
Commits one of the biggest no-nos when you get an offensive rebound inside. Don't bring the ball down. You want to keep that ball up and just go back up with it.
And Guerin with the bucket. 5 points per game. He gets his first 2.
Nice little in-rhythm jumper there from Guerin.
Drive down the lane. We've got a foul call. That's going to send Cole Loudon to the free throw line for the first time. Going to say Hayden Rogers picks up the foul. You see it right there.
And that, through 2 games, has really been the bread and butter for Heritage Christian. Just being able to get a little bit of a lane that they can exploit and get running downhill. They'll find success if they can do that, and that's a nice jumper there, too.
Yeah, it's Cole Loudon. I thought he was going to go to the free throw line on that last possession. The official said it was on the floor. His first 2 points. It'll be Cardinal with the basketball outside the block on the right wing. Ball nearly stolen away. Cardinal drives, steps on the baseline. Or are they going to call a foul instead? They're going to call a foul on Peters.
And here's that nice recognition on the lob. Takes 2 dribbles, able to see just a slight lane. Nice finish.
One thing here is Sorensen in the corner for 3. Missed it. Long rebound pulled away by McGee. Lead pass will find DJ Green. Green in the corner. 3-pointers up and another miss as Schnippel can't get it to go. Peters with the offensive rebound put that good.
That's a beautiful drop step move on that finish. Heritage Christian crashing the boards hard early.
So it'll be Guerin basketball. Good look here at Sorensen. Sorensen hands off. Now to Karen, who will give it out front to Morans. And Morans will play a lot out there on the perimeter, even at 6'8".
That's what makes him so dangerous, that versatility with the size.
Basket good by number 3, Robert Sorensen. He gets a 3 in his first bucket of the night.
Way too wide open on that shot. You can't lose him if you're Heritage Christian. You know he wants to get the 3 ball up. Got to stay with him.
Pretty good ball movement, though, in offense.
Really good ball movement. So there is that for Guerin.
Fadeaway jumper missed by Green. Here's Sorensen back the other way. Morans on the drive, off the glass, good. I think that timeout worked.
I think it did too. It settled them down a little bit. They've gotten exactly what they've wanted here on most of their possessions post timeout. They're really getting about anything they want right now on the offensive end.
Peters able to set that high screen. Skip pass, good look here at DJ Green. Mentioned averaging 15 per game. Turnover number 2 for Heritage. Back the other way. Cardinal with the easy layup. And we've got a timeout now by Heritage Christian. Their first timeout of the night. It'll be a full timeout. 13-8 first quarter.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there, it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe. If you're looking for great food for breakfast or lunch, check out Tam's. They're open every Wednesday through Sunday, 8 until 2, located at 6427 Oakland Road in Indianapolis. Entry pass, Schnipple, the handoff, and the missed layup by Loudon. They'll get it back. Peters inside, gets 4 now for the night.
Really glad if you're Heritage Christian to get 2 points out of that possession. Really nice play. They ran out of that timeout. Able to get a layup, didn't get that to go, but there to clean it up. Nicely done.
In the lineup now for Guerin. As you see, Sorensen drive and a foul on the pass. That'll be Josh McGee. Some of the fans didn't like that call. Julian Melendez in the lineup, who I'm pretty sure we have not seen him in the games we've had this year.
And there you see on that drive, the defender just opens up a little bit, gives Sorensen a window, forces the defense to collapse, and he draws the foul.
Melendez, by the way, 6'3", wears number 14. Sorensen drives. That one missed. Long rebound. Schnipple. Back the other way we go. Layup is going to be missed at the other end as Lincoln Taug is in the lineup now for Heritage. Drive down the lane, off the glass. Another miss, this time by Rogers. Guerin gets it back into the half court. Moran, step back 3. No. Long rebound, Taug. And they're going to get him for the double dribble.
Yeah, just got the ball caught on his hip there. A lot of times referees maybe let that play on, but that one was a little bit too blatant.
Guerin making more changes as Malcolm Howes will come in, the 6'2 junior, averaging 2.9 points per game. Bryson Cardinal quickly back in the lineup. He was only out a few moments. Under 90 seconds remaining here in this opening period of play. Nice pass underneath, and the layup's going to be missed by Melendez. He was too wide open, I guess.
Too wide open, and that can happen. There you saw it. His eyes got wide, and he just went up, put a little bit too much juice on it.
Well, he has not had a lot of playing time this year. And like I say, we've had a couple of the games, the first time I've seen him.
Yeah, and you've seen a couple of layups on Guerin's side. You had one a couple possessions ago, too, from the freshman Hayden Rogers, where they're getting inside, but they're throwing the ball just a little high off the glass. To me, that's just being a little extra juiced up, playing in front of the home crowd. Things will settle down. Those will start to fall.
Well, this time he's going to get his shot blocked. That's Peters. And a foul back there. No, a traveling call against Heritage.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Down on the other end. Yeah, let's look at that block. So he goes up this time adjusting for the missed layup. On the last possession, he goes up strong, two hands. He just didn't realize the defender was right there to pin it off the glass.
Not sure Melendez wasn't thinking about dunking it if he could. Kind of looked, his body was kind of contorted that way. Under a minute to go here in the opening period. 5 turnovers already for the Eagles. Shot fake drive over the outstretched arms of Peters. Can't get it to go as Howes. Back the other way we go. Running the floor. Heritage. Bucket good. You're probably going to call that goaltending against 22, which is Dylan Moran's.
Yeah, and Heritage Christian doing a great job right now of off the miss, getting out in transition. That's 2 or 3 times this quarter they've beat the entire Guerin Catholic defense back and been able to get a layup, keeping this game close.
Leighton Dolvin is in for Heritage. He wears number 10. Here's Sorensen for Guerin. High screen Cardinal. Moran's three-pointer on the way, no good. And that's going to do it for the opening period of play. Guerin on top by 1.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
(13-12) after 1. Your thoughts after the first 8 minutes?
A little bit back and forth. You saw Guerin come out a little shell shocked just by 2 quick baskets by Heritage. They call timeout, totally flip the momentum, get a 4-point lead. Then all of a sudden, Heritage Christian gets a timeout. They're able to settle things down. What I like from Heritage right now is they're being a little bit more aggressive on both sides. They're getting stops and running out, getting some easy baskets. If they get some jumpers to fall, they'll stick around for a while.
Guerin with the basketball, near turnover. Moran's got bumped from behind, but able to lay it in.
Good strong finish there from Moran's. Nice play inside.
6 now for Moran's. He leads all scorers. Lead at 3. Pass tip and a 6th turnover now for Heritage. Lead pass to Moran's, and he's going to score and go to the line.
We talked about it pregame. He's got the athleticism and the 6'8" frame. This is just textbook running the floor. Sorensen sees him. Now that's not a great position to catch the ball, but he turns it into something by finding where he is underneath the basket, goes up strong, able to draw contact, and gets it to go.
So Moran's a quick 5 points. Here in the second, he has 9, and that's your biggest lead now at 6. Loudon back at the point, takes the high screen there from Peters. Loudon drawing the double team. Here's Peters. Peters being hounded there on defense by Cardinal. Here's Green. Green from 16, no. And right now, Heritage cold from the outside.
They're cold from the outside. They can't get anything to fall. And Guerin, okay, he's going to save it. Guerin is totally fine also giving up those long 2-point jumpers. I think even the 3-point jumpers, as long as they're somewhat contested, there Guerin just contained that entire possession, and Heritage Christian kind of forced the hand, took the long 2. Guerin will be fine doing that all night.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Guerin still with a 6-point lead. This is Sorensen. Boy, you like the patience here, though, don't you? Except, looks like we may have a foul on Guerin. They're going to get 35, which is Bryson Cardinal for his first.
Yeah, but before that, you mentioned the patience. I do like the patience, and I like it especially as Guerin starts to get a little bit of space on the scoreboard. They're going to start to impose their will by running the things they like to run at the pace they like to run it. We'll see how Heritage responds, if they just are content to let Guerin run it, or if they start applying a little more pressure.
You want me to mention how many turnovers that is?
I do, yeah.
7.
Oh, boy.
That's a lot. Second quarter.
On the road, #1 team in the state. That's going to be tough if that trend continues.
I know you may not believe this, but I had a game a couple of weeks ago at Horizon Christian, the team they played. Chuck remembers this. 35 turnovers, and they won. Never seen that.
And they won.
They won.
35 turnovers.
Yes.
I have not seen that.
Peters gets his second block, and then Heritage turns it over again. Here's Moran's layup, good.
Kind of that scramble in the corner, able to find Moran's again underneath. Good finds.
11 now for Moran's, the lead now at 8. Green on the drive. Here's a 3 by Peters, no good. Boy, they're 0 from 3-point range.
And that possession I like a little better, though.
Wave off the basket foul against. That's going to be McGee picking up #2.
Now here's this scramble. He's able to collect in the corner. Great vision. And then on the other end, the big fella, just one dribble, finishes inside.
Schnipple back in, by the way.
But yeah, on that last Heritage possession, I like that one actually. As we get another foul here, but on the last Heritage possession, they were able to get a drive to the basket, drew a double team, kicked it out for a wide open 3. You'll live with that if you're Heritage. Eventually, those are going to have to fall.
By the way, Luke Peters just picked up #2. Boy, they got to make sure he doesn't get in foul trouble.
Yeah, and with this 8-point deficit, you're going to have to start making some tough decisions, too.
Freshman losing the basketball. Peters comes up with it, and then we've got a traveling call against Peters, and that'll be their 8th, actually should say 9th turnover.
Well, okay. So the ball is loose. I'll preface it by saying it's tough to be an official.
Yes, it is.
That one, I liked his jump stop, but we'll see. He's got another chance to do it again. Nice finish.
Peters with 6. And another turnover. That is 3 straight turnovers now for Guerin Catholic. The freshman made 2 of them down here, and then the inbound pass right there.
Yeah, they're going to get him out of the game. It's growing pains. That's a freshman just in the heat of the battle. You're not going to be too upset because he's out there playing hard and he's playing his butt off, but just got away from him these last couple possessions, and they'll give him a breather.
By the way, into the ball game, Ben Grissom, he's a senior at 6'1". He wears number 12 now for Guerin. Heritage with Green on the drive, off the glass, good, his first 2 points. Now a 4-point lead. This is Sorensen. Has a 3, and that came early in the first quarter. That's Cardinal. Skip pass near side. Morans, the drive. One-hand scoop shot, no. Battle for the rebound. Loose on the floor. Picked up by Morans. Basket good.
And officials letting them play inside. So far, that's favored both teams at various times, but there definitely Guerin had to work through some contact. Nice finish from Morans.
Well, I'm sure Trey Granger's hoping it's maybe back, let him play at the other end both ways too, so that ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay right here.
Nice move there to the inside. Then again, that scramble, you're always going to have a lot of hands slapping down, looking for the ball. You really got to chin that ball and be strong. When you get that rebound, that one just got away.
15-footer is going to be missed by Loudon. And now we got a foul on the rebound, and we'll go to the line for 2.
I will tell you, though, the one thing keeping Heritage within arm's distance right now is the scrappiness. It's the hustle, because they are not making any jump shots. So here you've got the miss, 50-50 ball. He's in there with 3 white jerseys, somehow pulls it away, creates 2 free throws out of nothing. It's plays like that that are just kind of keeping them hanging around.
Well, Schnippel gets another one. Again, the outside shooting has just not been there so far tonight for Heritage. Now they're going to go with a little zone trap right here. Sorensen across the timeline. Boy, stay out of that corner, right? Timeout by Guerin. Let's see if this would be it'll be a 30-second timeout. Want to remind you, tonight's game brought to you in part by Boilermaker Local 374. They can offer you a career as an iron shipbuilder, blacksmith, or general helper. For more information, contact the International Brotherhood of Boilermakers at 219-845-1065. They'll always tell you, and you know this, when you get it across the timeline, do not go to that corner. That's why they want you to keep the ball in the middle of the floor.
Yeah, and it's exactly why the zone press is designed to get you to that corner, because once you cross half court, you've got yourself an extra defender with that half court line. That's exactly what happened there. Thought maybe there was a shuffle of the feet as well, but they were able to get the timeout just in time. Good call. I like the mix-up from Heritage, adding a little pressure. We'll see if they keep it up. It looks like they're going to go back to the man and just settle in, but forced a timeout out of it. That's a win overall for Heritage Christian on that possession.
Pretty sure there's a magnet in those corners because it always draws you over there.
You know, it's funny. When I played, it seemed to always draw me to the corner. I don't know. I think you're right. There's got to be some kind of force field out there.
Do you feel maybe it's kind of like a comfort area? You think it's going to be okay, and then all of a sudden it's not.
I think for people like me who can't dribble, yes, that is the case, yes.
Well, we knew you were a shooter. Here is Sorens for 3. Can't get it to go, and the rebound will eventually go out of bounds. It was Grissom who tried to save it from the baseline, but threw it too far.
Threw it too far, but you love to see the hustle, and one thing you see with a lot of teams that are connected, winning cultures, everybody ran over to the teammate that dove on the floor, ready to help him up. He already got up, but they were there in case he wasn't quick.
Schnippel thought about shooting it, gives it off now to Green. DJ Green just 2 points so far here in the first half, averaging 15. Loudon, three-pointer, no, and tipped out of bounds by Morans.
We've had some good three-point shots attempted by Heritage Christian. I wouldn't put that one in the good category only because of how far out he was. You can get this shot anytime you want. Yeah, he's a good 6-7 feet behind the line. Guerin will give that to him all night.
Loudon gets the high screen. By the way, Peter stays in the ball game with 2 fouls. But so far, Peters just 6 points in the first half. Two leading scorers averaging nearly 30 a game have only a combined 8 points. In the corner, three on the way, missed. DJ Green with a rebound off the miss by Dolvin, and then stolen away. Here come the Golden Eagles back the other way. Strong drive, Grissom layup good.
Nice recognition there. He had his defender closed out hard on him. He got by. No help side. He's able to finish.
You know, if I'm a senior, I'm getting a chance to play, I better show what I can do, you know?
Absolutely, yeah.
Get some playing time, make sure you produce. Green drives, might have been blocked from behind, gets it back, lays it in. Boy, they are letting him play.
Letting them play, and Heritage Christian taking full advantage. Crashing the boards hard tonight, and it's paying off.
Boy, watching Peters and Cardinal battling down there low, it's fun to watch. Nice turn by Cardinal, but a bad shot. Under a minute to go. Here's Peters. Little jump, hook on the way, and he will be fouled. The basket is good.
And you just had back-to-back plays, one at each end, of a big guy catching the ball inside. One ends with a missed shot, one ends with an and one. The reason one ended in a miss, and here we'll see the make, he was just sure what he wanted to do. He caught it on the right side, turned strong, knew he was going to go up, goes through contact on the other end. Cardinal was just a little unsure of which way he wanted to go and kind of threw up a hopeful shot.
Chance to complete the three-point play here for Peters. He missed it. Guerin got the rebound, and the official pointed the wrong way. His last touch by Landon Schnippel, so it will be Guerin ball.
Yeah, nice play there by Guerin. A little off balance, but he's able to throw the ball off the leg of his defender.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I'm Heritage and I'm only down by 3 and I haven't shot very well, I got to feel pretty good going into the locker room.
No, you feel great going in. See, there's a lot of things you haven't done well if you're Heritage Christian. Still able to hang around. I think on the flip side, if you're Guerin, you feel pretty good too, because they don't get out-efforted very often, and right now I think they are. That's easily correctable, something they can control, and I know that'll be part of the message at halftime.
Freshman back in, Hayden Rogers. He and Grissom. And along with Sorensen, you're basically looking at a 5-guard lineup right here. Sorensen, deep three on the way, can't get it to go. Rebounded by Schnippel. His shot on the way is missed. It is halftime. 24-21. Probably the big story right now is, again, we said it a little bit ago, it's just that you haven't shot the ball well and you're only down by 3.
Yeah, haven't made one jump shot that I recall for sure from three-point range. They're only down 3. They'll continue to stay in this game as long as they can get offensive rebounds and get strong moves to the hoop. And
they only had 9 points in that second quarter.
Yeah, only 9 points, and they're just going to hang around. Sometimes there's not something you can put your finger on when you're going to pull an upset. But in this case, they're just going to hang around and see what happens, see if they can't get hot in the fourth quarter.
Come back, check out the first half scoring totals for both teams. Look at some of the other big games going on around the state tonight and this week's AP poll. Not a whole lot of changes in all 4 classes. That's all coming up right here on IndianaSRN.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Hey, Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
We never really realize how much we depend on electricity until the power goes out. Get those lights back on when you choose the certified electricians at Bertner Electric Incorporated. Locally owned and operated, we are a member of the Better Business Bureau and provide only the highest quality of customer service. For more information, give us a call today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Back here at halftime, and by the way, the Guerin Catholic, I don't think it's quite a pep band, but it's more of a kind of a rock band, isn't it?
It's more of a rock band. It's a good band. They're playing a lot of the classics. It's really it's getting the crowd going. It's nice.
It is nice. Something you don't see at all the high schools, but right here really is the only time I've ever seen it. So, by the way, first half scoring, let's start with Heritage Christian. They were led by Luke Peters with 8, 5 points by Landon Schnippel, 4 points by DJ Green. Cole Loudon had 2, and Leighton Dolvin finished with 2. By the way, 10 turnovers in the first half. When we talked about the shooting, they were 0 from 3. That all adds up to only being down by 3. Again, we talked about they should actually feel pretty good where they are. On the other side, Dylan Moran's with 13. 4 points by Bryson Cardinal, 3 by Robert Sorensen, 2 by Andy Carone, and Ben Grissom with 2. So you had Moran step up for you. Now you need Sorensen and Cardinal to step up in the scoring side as well.
Yeah, so on one side, we've talked about Heritage Christian, how they're hanging around despite playing not great, not getting a lot of shots to fall. On the Guerin side, okay, Sorensen's my leading scorer. He's been contained to 4 points. There's a spot that I think in the second half, if I'm Guerin, I expect him to get going, and that's a place where we can really start to see some positive action. Same thing from Cardinal. He's been working hard on the inside. He just hasn't gotten a lot to fall, but those shots will fall for the big fella, and I expect him to clean up some stuff on the offensive end as well, get some putbacks, some easy baskets. Those are some areas where you feel pretty good about yourself going into this half if you're Guerin.
Yeah, the physicality of tonight's game, I know everybody talks about physicality, but tonight it really is a very physical game.
It's been physical. It started that way from the jump. Even a few of the early possessions, there was a lot of contact. Officials let the players play. It's continued through the first half. Now, a lot of times you'll see that stay consistent, and then sometimes you'll see officials, they get in the halftime locker room and they decide they want to kind of tighten things up in the second half. I think how they call the game in the second half will have a lot of bearing on this outcome. Either way, both teams have shown that first half they didn't mind the contact. It was really fun basketball, especially if you like tough basketball.
A few big games around the area, and in fact, Central Indiana tonight. You have Fishers, number 1 in 4A, on the road at Hamilton Southeastern. Should be a good matchup there. Avon at 3-1 there at Brownsburg. You have Ben Davis at Warren Central. I know Warren Central's 1-3, but you're going there to play them. Warriors can be tough at home.
Oh, Warriors at home, especially in that rivalry game. You know that's going to be a high-intensity game as well. All three of those games you mentioned, a lot of energy in those games, and the fans will be rocking at all those places.
Covenant Christian is at Chittard tonight, and University is at Brebeuf. Those are some of the big games. Not as big of a weekend as it was last weekend. Had a lot of huge games around Central Indiana last week. The brand new AP poll is out for this week as well. Fishers number 1 in 4A, followed by Westfield, Lawrence North, Cathedral, and Ben Davis. Noblesville, Fort Wayne North, Kokomo, Anderson, and Greenfield rounding out the top 10. We'll give you the top 5 in 3A. Guerin, Danville, Silver Creek, Brebeuf, and Heritage Hills. In 2A, Wapahani number 1, followed by Brownstown, Tipton, Fort Wayne Blackhawk, and Southwestern. And finally in Single A, Greenwood Christian, Lagodi, Evansville Christian, Clay City, and Michigan City Marquette. We'll take a timeout, second half, coming up in a moment right here on IndianaSRN.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Take a look at Guerin as they're preparing for period number 3. All right, what do you kind of look at here in the second half?
I think Guerin is going to come out, kind of just feel out this third quarter. They didn't really change up a whole lot defensively in that first half. They were content just to play a tough man-to-man defense. Heritage, on the other hand, they mixed in some pressure, some full-court press. I look to see a little bit more pressure applied from them as they've recognized that they need to be the physical, aggressive team if they're going to get back in this game and take the lead ultimately. Guerin, I would look for them to adjust if need be, but they're just going to keep being solid.
Boy, an early turnover. Great pressure defense by Rogers, forcing the turnover by Heritage. That is now number 11.
Yeah, you love to see the freshman getting in the mix. Had some mistakes in the first half, but there's no question he's playing hard as anybody out there, giving his full effort on the defensive end there to start the half.
Here is Sorensen, held to just 3 in the first half. Guerin very patient in the half court. They were in the first half as well. The entry pass and a foul call. I think they're going to get DJ Green for number 2. Now, Green is not 6'8", so he's got a really tough task for him guarding down in the low post.
He does, and if you're a shorter player guarding somebody who's tall, you want to make sure that you're physical and that power comes from your hips. He's going to get his hips into his opponent. Sorensen gets it going from 3 and just try to be tough on the inside.
Sorensen, his second three-pointer. He now has 6. Lead now at 6. This is McGee.
These are huge possessions for Heritage Christian. Sorensen, who didn't have much going on in the first half, hits a big three. Crowd's getting into it a little bit. You don't want to see that lead balloon much higher than 6 if you're Heritage Christian. You just want to hang around, but you can kind of feel the momentum swinging a little bit towards Guerin here early in the third quarter.
After that ball tipped around at the other end of the floor, Guerin able to get it back once again. This is Sorensen. Mentioned 11 turnovers now for Heritage Christian. 10 of those in the first half. Here's Morans. A lot of contact. Morans driving. No whistle on the play here. And then Peters running over a player deep in the corner. That was Sorensen. Boy, and Heritage wondering why there wasn't a foul call somewhere in there.
And it's one of those things where contact is initiated. You had a Heritage player kind of flail his head back, trying to sell the call. We're going to see the aftermath here. Now that's a freight train coming down the track there in the corner. So a good call there, but I almost think the no call earlier was because of the oversell. I think there was contact, but because it was sold so hard, the officials just swallowed the whistle and they played on.
By the way, Landon Schnippel coming out of the ball game, and I think he's headed to the locker room. We've got a foul call against Heritage, and the Heritage fans not real happy about that one.
They've voiced their frustration a few times in the first half. If some of these fouls go the wrong way this half, I think they'll continue to be vocal.
No, they had Peters just for 2. I had him for 3. Here is the shot on the way by Morans and the miss. So if you're Heritage, you feel fortunate they only have 2 on the board for Peters.
Yeah, they got through that possession unscathed. A couple fouls, but
Loudon off the drive, can't get it to fall, gets the offensive rebound, put back no. Cardinal with a rebound. This is Rogers. Still a 6-point lead. The drive by Morans and a foul inside. And again, the Heritage Christian fans do not like that call, especially when you consider letting them play and then you have that.
Yeah, they've been letting him play all night, but this was a foul, and Morans is really doing a nice job tonight of just playing within himself. Right there, he recognizes he's got a lane to the basket. Smooth on the dribble, jump stop. Can't get the first one to go, but the defender has the arm draped around him, and there's Sorensen coming off the screen, just a wide open, nice stroke.
By the way, Peters now has 3. So he is out of the ball game here for the Eagles. Boy, both free throws missed by Morans. Near steal and unable to handle the basketball is McGee. Or take that back, that's actually going to be Josh McGee, not Caden McGee. That'll be turnover number 12.
Hayden Rogers, first half, had the back-to-back turnovers. He's come out here in the third quarter. Watch this. He's just creating havoc in the backcourt. Gets a deflection. Ball goes out of bounds off his opponent. Nice play.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by the Morales Group. They're building better futures one story at a time. They have locations in Indianapolis, Zionsville, Anderson, Columbus, and Lafayette. For more information, give them a call at 317-472-7600. And don't forget, it is the season, as you know. This holiday season, you can check out all our holiday Christmas music on IndianaSRN.org. Click on Music 24/7. Well, I have a feeling that these turnovers are going to be a big key by the end of the ballgame. 12 times now you've given it back. Only 4 turnovers, 3 in a row, though, by Guerin, but only 4 for them so far tonight.
Yeah, it's going to catch up with Heritage at some point. They're really hanging on here just with hard work, toughness, but they can't keep turning it over.
Tell you what, Sorensen's got some pretty good hands to have caught that last pass he got from Morans. 15-footer on the way's missed. Rebound Cardinal. Cardinal turns into the defender and then travels with it.
I like the rebound there from Cardinal, obviously. Then a good strong move, but just shuffles the feet. He's really had a hard time getting it going inside tonight, but you like his effort, his motor.
Yeah, Cardinal so far just 4 points, averaging 13.9. Still a 6-point ball game. Drive by Loudon with the left hand. Another one rims in and out. Rebound Morans. Baseball pass to Cardinal at the other end. Makes the nice catch. Back to Morans. He loses it out of bounds. Turnover number 6.
And you see the frustration there from Morans. Really a beautiful play. He had the long outlet pass. Cardinal, beautiful vision to find Morans, cutting down the middle, but just got ahead of himself. Wasn't able to corral the pass.
You know, Zach, sometimes you can play a little too fast.
Yeah. And for Morans, when you have the athleticism and the big frame, sometimes it's all about just learning how to slow down a little bit. That's what I thought he's done so well tonight, but on that play, the athleticism did just get out in front of him a bit.
Back the other way after the shot missed by McGee. It goes out of bounds. Well, you know what? We may not make it to 50 tonight the way we're going at this stage.
Yeah, the way it's going right now, 40 might be the winning score.
Right now, still a 6-point lead. Left hand in the lane. Good roll. That'll be Andy Guerin getting his 4th point of the night.
Really nice move, the left-hand finish.
By the way, Luke Peters is going to come back in with 3 fouls.
Yeah, I think you have to bring him back in if you're Heritage. Don't have the luxury of waiting. Might as well get him back in. If he fouls out, so be it. But let's get him in and see if we can't keep this game close. That's what you're thinking if you're Heritage Christian.
Good defense here by Guerin. Loudon gets the high screen from Dolvin. Taug has been quiet tonight. Drive on the baseline, the feed to McGee in the corner for 3. They finally got one.
There we go. They see one go through the basket. Let's see if that opens it up for them for the rest of this game. Nice drive and kick.
Lob inside to the big guy, and he lays it in. Cardinal. We got Schnippel on the foul.
That was all the entry pass right there. Saw his big fella taking up space underneath. Beautiful pass. Dropped it right in the bread basket.
Let's take that back.
Look at that pass. Now he leads him to the right side of the basket.
Yeah.
Allows him to gather, give that little shot fake and the and one. That's just a nice play all around. We talked about being 7 games in versus 2 games into. That's a play that a team that's played 7 games can make. He knew right where he was going to be, found that open space. That's a nice ball.
Lead at 8. By the way, the last foul was actually on McGee, his 3rd. Turnover, 13 now. Running the floor, back the other way. Layup good by Andy Guerin. He has 6. 10-point lead, the biggest of the night. So far, just 3 points for Heritage here in this quarter. That was the 3 by McGee, who is now on the bench. This defense has been stifling so far. Schnippel for 3, missed it. And wait a minute, we've got a hurt player for Guerin, and that's going to be Sorensen. And he is favoring that left leg, but I think he's going to be okay. That's good news if you're Guerin.
That's great news. Right there, it looks kind of dicey there for a second, but you can tell he just rolled that ankle good.
Taking a look at the Heritage, by the way, I was going to ask you a little bit about the Heritage. I mean, they know now it's kind of getting to be crunch time at this point.
It's crunch time, and that was a good possession. They get a good shot, but again, the theme of the night for them has just been not being able to get a jump shot to fall. The reality is, if they don't get a few to fall here, it's gonna be tough to come back.
Yeah, they don't want to see this deficit get much bigger. right now at 10. It'll be awful tough to go through an entire quarter scoring just 3 points, too.
Yeah, and then I like what I see then here. They're going to adjust by applying a little bit of pressure, see if they can't slow this momentum down.
Cardinal off the glass, good.
Really nice finish, really good job by Guerin there handling the pressure. Nothing crazy, just making some nice passes. They didn't stop there in the corner, moved it into the middle, found Cardinal for a nice finish.
Lead at 12. Peters, again, playing with those three. He has to be very careful down low. Turnaround shot, no good. Rebounded by Cardinal, off the miss by Loudon. Guerin attacking down against Peters, and the easy layup by Morans.
Yeah, that's a good timeout there by Heritage Christian.
See if this will be a full timeout. It will be a full timeout, the lead at 14.
Standing with us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
There you see the Guerin huddle, and we want to remind you tonight's game brought to you in part by Piper Logistics. They specialize in everything from warehousing to transportation and everything in between. 3 services, 1 solution. They do it all. For further information, give them a call at 317-396-1023. A 14-3 quarters so far here for Guerin.
Yeah, 14-3. They've got all the momentum. Heritage still can't buy a basket. And something we talked about off air, you've got Peters with the foul trouble. That's really going to impact this game moving forward as well. Guerin has been attacking him on the inside the last couple possessions. And they know that he can't be overly aggressive, so they've gotten some easy baskets at the other end. So here you see nice drive, though, on the other end. Heritage Christian.
Well, you make a great point. And Peters loves to block shots. If you can't block shots, that really takes away the interior defense.
Yeah, it does, and that's why some of those early calls in the third quarter where they had let those go in the first half, all of a sudden tightening up a little bit, not the greatest sign for Heritage Christian, who I think was the beneficiary of the two teams' first half with the referees letting them play.
Inside Morans, and actually it's going to be Cardinal instead of Morans, so Cardinal now with 7 in the quarter, 11 in the night.
Yeah, and there it was. You could see Cardinal really being aggressive on the inside, going at Peters again. Just that time more decisive, went strong with the right hands, able to finish.
Another turnover. Moran's got away with a push off there, missed the shot, and it'll be Heritage basketball down to 35. And that'll be a foul out front. Heritage now with 14 turnovers. I mentioned that last one on Lincoln. Taug just got a little bit of actually sloppy with the basketball. They can go behind the back dribble and all that, but boy, if you dribble into a double team, it's going to hurt you.
Interesting foul there.
Well, lots of stopped the drive.
Lots of fouls to give. It stopped the drive. Yeah.
Green in the corner. Here's Taug for 3. Got it.
Big shot for Taug. Heritage Christian needed that one badly. keeps them within striking distance.
Under 10. This is Rogers, checks the clock. In the corner, here's a three on the way. Good the other way by Malcolm House to end the quarter. We head to the fourth, 43-29.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
Is very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
Zach, let's take a look at a couple of these big threes.
This was a huge three for Heritage Christian. As you see, Tao get his feet set in the corner, brings them within 11. But then at the other end, this is what good teams do, a nice drive and kick. Huge shot in the corner for Guerin to end the third.
43-29. By the way, Luke Peters did not score in that third. He has 8. DJ Green did not score in that third. He still has 4. They got to get that offense rolling with those two guys.
Yeah, and a key will be Luke Peters. Can he play with 3 fouls? Another big shot.
That's Moran's. He has 18. So once again, Loudon. DJ Green. Peters trying to post up against Moran's. Moran's got that left hand around. He better be careful. Green on the drive. Lost it in the lane. Turnover number 15. By the way, Sorensen back in. He appears to be okay.
Yeah, would love to have that quick recovery time on the ankle. I think if I rolled mine, I'd be done for a couple weeks. But he's back. It's good to see him okay after rolling that ankle late in the third.
Steal the other way. Loudon. Behind the back pass intended for Green. It goes off his leg and out of bounds. I think it was actually Green who touched it last.
We spent a lot of time pregame and then tonight talking about Moran's, his length on the offensive end. There you saw the impact on the defensive end. Heritage had what looked to be a wide open layup at one end. They saw Moran sprinting down the court, forced an errant pass, and ultimately a stop for Guerin.
By the way, Cole Loudon shot an air ball. That's his second air ball of the night. And the one thing about Heritage right now, Zach, is they can't go on these long scoring droughts.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing a little bit of the effect too. Again, third game in, they're still trying to figure things out.
How about Sorensen?
And Sorensen has things figured out for Guerin. If you can get him his feet set, shooting from 3, you're in good shape. But yeah, Heritage just hasn't figured out yet their identity and how to work out of these slumps.
Child misses that one badly, and the Guerin crowd giving it to him. That was the student section. Very vocal. Nice pass, layup good. Andy Karen now with 8. The lead is ballooned to 51-29 here in the fourth.
And there's Sorensen. That really wasn't a wide open shot, but when he gets the feet set, he's dangerous no matter what. Nice play. You made reference earlier that we thought 50 would be hard to get to. Well, Guerin, from that point, has really found the rhythm offensively. They've been able to score at will these last 4 or 5 minutes.
Well, they have outscored Heritage 25-8 in the second half.
25-8, and it's mostly been because They've applied the pressure at the offensive end. They got Peters into foul trouble. They've just been working the ball inside relentlessly. And then at the defensive end, we know that in high school basketball especially, everything starts at the defensive end. They've really turned up the defensive pressure. While Heritage hasn't been able to make a lot of the open shots, they haven't really gotten a lot of good shots in this second half, and that's a testament to some of the adjustments Guerin's made after halftime.
This has been a gradual thing for Guerin, but you look at the other side. Heritage didn't score that three-pointer, their first basket till 3:16 remaining in the third. We're at 5:46. They have not scratched here in the fourth, and again, these long droughts, that'll put you in the hole really quick.
It'll put you in the hole, and again, it's all perspective. It's early season. You're on the road playing the #1 team in 3A. A lot of times you'll be able to survive some of these offensive droughts and work your way out of it with toughness and defense. But against a team like Guerin, it's just not going to get the job done, and we've seen that. 2 quarters, it kept it close, but third quarter, fourth quarter, it's gotten away from them a little bit.
16 turnovers now for Heritage Christian. Boy, if you're Guerin now, you can milk a lot of clock here. Ball tipped out of bounds.
Yeah, absolutely, and it will give you a chance to work on some things. Perhaps there are some adjustments they've wanted to make after 7 games, some things they want to work on, and we'll probably see some of that here in this final 5 minutes from Guerin.
Shot on the way, good, and getting into the act is Malcolm House. He has 5. Generally what you'll tell them, though, is unless we get a layup or a really open look like that, we're not shooting the basketball.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And that was just good basketball at the other end. Moran's, he's kind of done it all tonight. There, he set a nice ball screen. His buddy Malcolm Hayes was able to knock down the jumper, and they both pointed at each other to give props, one for the screen, one for the shot.
This is Cardinal. Spins and turns it over. That's their 8th turnover. Green on the drive and a blocking foul, and I think Dylan Moran's may have caught one on the thumb. Yeah, he's holding that. Well, if it wasn't on the thumb, it was south of the border.
Either way, not good.
No, Peters missed it. Rebound House. Lead pass Moran's and blocked, and they're going to call a goaltend.
Again, Moran's really nice outlet. He kind of runs to these awkward spots on the court, so as a defense, you're not really accounting for him over there in the short corner. Watch this. So he's looking outlet. I guess he was more open. He threw him to the short corner, but he's caught a few in that spot.
Basket good by Josh McGee.
Oh, and there he is again. Not an awkward spot there, right by the rim, and they find him for the flush.
Dylan Moran's, the easy 2. The drive and a missed shot, rebounded by Cardinal.
And they better find him here because he's down by that basket again.
Yeah, I have a feeling Moran's, when the shot goes up, he just goes. Here's Moran's for 3. Not this time. Rebound Cardinal, put back, yes.
Yeah, Cardinal in the right place. Able to clean it up.
Losing the basketball is Peters. The other way, layup at the other end by Howes, and this one's pretty much over now.
And floodgates completely open at this point.
Shot missed by McGee, and a foul called on the rebound against McGee.
Okay, so here, 3-point made. Now watch this, vision from the freshman. Are you kidding me? 3-quarter court pass for the dunk.
New players coming in here for Guerin. Take these one at a time. Nick Belmurray is coming in. He is a senior. He wears number 10. Also number 20, Ryan Paris is a junior. And Paris wears number 20.
We've had some good crowd reactions tonight, but I think if Nick Bulmary is able to make a jump shot here, we're going to see the place go absolutely berserk.
Shot missed in the corner under the 3-minute mark. Couple of changes now for Heritage. This one's 17 feet away in the miss. Dylan Stewart has entered the lineup. Also Caden McGee now for Heritage. Drive down the lane, shot missed, but will go to the line. And this will be Nick Balmurray. Balmurray gets one more. And his fan club loved it.
Oh, they loved it for sure.
By the way, Melendez back in for Guerin. He got some playing time in that first half. And do want to mention that Jack Tolles is in, a 6'8 junior for Guerin. Looks like Austin Wilhite is checked into the lineup for Heritage, and Spencer Deaton. 3 in the corners on the way in the miss. The rebound pulled down by Max Pontillo. Turnover Guerin, and we've got a foul call. That'll go against Jack Tolles.
Guys still playing hard despite the big gap in score.
So Heritage is going to suffer their first loss of the season.
Just got some contact there on the layup.
By the way, Wilhite hitting both free throws. Well, the Guerin student section can cheer. They can't sing very well, but they can cheer.
Well, I shouldn't say they're not known for their singing, but I'll base it off tonight. Not known for their singing, but yeah, the cheering has been outstanding.
Melendez down low. Gets away from the double and triple team. He needs to just shoot it from there. Lob pass underneath, and a big-time foul will send Jack Tolles to the line. You know, I know Balmurray probably wants to run within the offense, but why not jack one up at this time, right?
I think that's the conversation that needs to be had. Nick, you get the ball over on the wing. Let's let it fly. No, but in all seriousness, they're still doing a good job of working the offense. You can sense the crowd every time he catches the ball. They want him to fire it up, but he wants to do right by his teammates too. But I think we might see one here in the final minute.
Tolles will get one of two. Here's a three back the other way, good. Spencer Deaton.
That gets the Heritage crowd fired up. It's a nice shot there from the top of the key.
Now I know if I'm Balmurray, I'm shooting it. I don't care where I am.
Right there, he's got the window.
Oh, shoot the ball. What you 34 is, that may be Jake Grissom, the freshman.
They might run it out from here. Oh, man. Not even looking his way now.
No. That's going to be a foul call on Dylan Stewart.
Still playing hard. Here's a nice shot from the top of the key. All net. You can see the Heritage crowd getting pumped up.
10.3. Quick scoring roundup here, if we may. Luke Peters with 8. Did not score in the second half, but got into foul trouble. 4 points by DJ Green. 3, another three-pointer. And that will do it. 6 points by Josh McGee tonight, leading the way for Guerin this evening. Dylan Moran's 22 points. Bryson Cardinal 13. So they end up with 35 of their 63 from the two big guys inside. Robert Sorensen with 9. Andy Caron had 8. Malcolm Howes had 7. And for Guerin, they are now 6-2 on the season. Heritage falls to 2-1. Your final thoughts?
A lot of good things for both sides to go from here. First, if you're Guerin, really nice win. They stayed poised. They stuck to their game plan. They were able to come out and impose their will in the third and fourth quarter. That's why they got the big victory. If you're Heritage, you played hard. You learned some things about yourself. You just got to keep trucking and keep finding that identity this season, and good things will happen. I look for both teams to improve vastly as the season moves on, and it was just a good all-around game tonight.
What was a close game at halftime turned out to be a runaway 23-point win when you had a 17-8 quarter in the third, and Heritage did not score until 3:16 remaining in that third quarter. They finished with just 8 points in the fourth, 16 in the second half, and that was all she wrote in this one here tonight. Thanks to the entire crew tonight. Did a fantastic job. Thank you for watching as Guerin wins at 63-40. This has been high school basketball on IndianaSRN.